Do you think we need to have DSLR or high-end camera equipments to start making videos? How much do guests really matter? Can you make the best use of your budget smartphone? Which one can you use? Let's find that out from Dhananjay Bhosle, social media content creator. Welcome to the show, Dhananjay. And I really want to ask you, do you really need a DSLR to become a social media content creator, or a budget smartphone of whatever brand and whatever price category? You can be a successful social media content creator just by using your budget smartphone?
Hello everyone, and frankly speaking, I always believed in gear does not matter, creativity and content matters, because all the social media platforms, they focus on user retention, meaning the user should stay on the platform as long as possible, and that is possible only when you make a very good engaging content which people are interested in watching. If you have, let's say, a very high-end DSLR camera but your content does not satisfy the user base or the viewer, then it is not going to go viral or it is not going to get views. But if you have a basic smartphone and you make content which is amazing, if you are a comedy content creator and you make like really funny jokes and you use a smartphone, that is going to get a lot of views as compared to someone using, let's say, a high-end DSLR camera and who is not really funny. So content is something which is very important, I feel.
The content is the king everywhere, and it's very important for you to have a content that's also relatable. But then there's something called as presentation also, because when you are making content, you need to use so many graphics. If it's a video, you need to edit it. Can all that be done on your budget smartphone?
Absolutely. All the smartphones, literally, I think anything starting from 10,000 rupees and above, all these smartphones launched in, let's say, last 1 or 2 years can do video editing. Some can do it very well, some can do it like extremely well, but all these smartphones can do video editing. Even app like Instagram or YouTube, all these applications have their inbuilt video editors, which you can use to start your creation journey, content creation journey. You can shoot with your smartphone and edit in these applications itself. You do not even need a third-party application a lot of times. And if you want to add extra graphics, there are always a lot of applications available on Play Stores or App Store.
Interesting. So now, what are your suggestions to buy budget smartphone, especially if you want to be a social media content creator?
Okay, so when it comes to budget smartphone, I'll start from, let's say, 10,000 rupees. If you have a budget of 10 to 15,000 rupees, Redmi Note 11 would be my suggestion. If you have, let's say, 15,000 to 20,000 price segment budget, then iQOO Z6 is a really good camera-oriented smartphone. If you have 20 to 25,000 rupees, there are a couple of options that I would recommend, such as Samsung Galaxy M52, and there is also Realme 9 Pro Plus, which has OIS support, which is also really important when it comes to shooting videos. If you move to the higher price segment, there is iQOO Neo 6 or Poco F4. These devices also have very good camera. And as soon as you go to the higher budget, higher than, let's say, 30,000 rupees, oh my God, it's every smartphone that is available right now in the market is very good when it comes to camera capabilities, in my opinion, when you go above 30,000 rupees. And iPhones are obviously always there if you do not have any cap on the budget as such.
The budget from 10,000 to say 25,000, are you just specifically looking at the camera qualities or the other resolutions and the interface and other qualities also of the phone?
Till 30,000, the devices which are recommended, I specifically focused on camera first. Then you can look at other display and battery. Like obviously, I'm assuming if you are planning to create content using a smartphone, camera will be the most important thing that you are looking at. And the suggestions that I did were based on camera suggestions, basically stable camera experience, good video quality experience, as well as good photos. As soon as you go above 30,000, I feel there is no need to worry about camera as such, because all the phones really perform good. You can look at getting higher battery or getting bigger display, something like that.
What would be a major difference if we talk about phones that go above 30,000 and below that?
Okay, so when you look at smartphones, like budget-oriented smartphones, let's say 30,000 is still like 20 to 30,000 rupees price segment. You can get good video quality out of the smartphones, but let's say 10,000 rupees smartphone, the video quality experience is not going to be as good as 30,000 rupees smartphone. That is quite obvious. But in that case, you do not need to worry. You just need to use extra light. Like you can shoot in front of a window where there is ample amount of light lighting the subject, as in lighting you. And then the 10,000 rupees smartphone will perform really good and will give its best performance possible. So having good lighting conditions if you are using budget smartphone is really important in my opinion.
Now, it's not only video recording, there's also audio recording we are talking about. Do we really need to download an app even if we have a budget smartphone, or you think the inbuilt quality is where your sound, because people are
Yes.
usually people are usually viewing your videos on maybe say a smartphone itself, but you have to ensure the audio quality is good. So what do you do for that in a budget smartphone?
I feel like I would have recommended buying a separate microphone. If that's possible for someone to buy a microphone of, let's say, worth 2,000, 3,000 rupees, then there are microphones available to buy. But the microphone which is present in the smartphone itself, it is good enough to start off. You do not have to buy a microphone when you are starting your creator journey. You can use your camera first, and once you get hang of the content that you are making, like making after making 10 to 15 videos, you are like, okay, I can improve the audio quality even further, then you can look at buying microphones in my recommendation.
For budget smartphones, do you think so you know, a lot of budget smartphones have this problem where we cannot multitask with the apps within the app. So for example, if you're editing a video, the phone hangs, or the battery goes down soon. These problems are there in a budget smartphone?
Battery problem is going to be there. If you, I would always recommend you to use a charger or have access to a charger when you're doing video editing,
Yeah.
because you do not want battery to go. I have faced that issue earlier, and it is like really a pain. But video editing experience on even on a budget smartphone worth 10 to 15,000 rupees is going to be really good, because processors in 2021 and 2022 have become really powerful.
All right, so that was all from Dhananjay, who gave us tips on how to use a budget smartphone to make content for social media. And thank you so much for removing your time and sharing all your experiences with us, Dhananjay.